Hey-ho. Ships, just because I like to look at them, see how we're doing. Naval recruitment. Oh, only 3 away, those 80 gunners now. So how far are these away? These must be a similar amount now then, are they? 5 away, so not bad either. And, of course, next turn we're getting uniform armament, which gives me the chance to build an engineering school, which will then in turn allow me to build the 20-pounder unicorns, and then we'll see how darn good they are as well, won't we? Right, okay, so I need to get Vorontsov doing something. That's this chap here. He's going to form my next army. He's going to plug the gap from those troops, if you remember, that went over to Tyrol. And what they've done is they've left this area here, just here, exposed. This bridge here, exposed. I'm going to make sure he's on the bridge and he's not on the road. I've had some crashes. I've fought a battle here 3 times already, and then just auto-resolve 3 of them as well, just to get them out of the way because I've got so cross about it. But I'll explain that in a moment. Well, I'll start the explanation with these here. These need to make sure that they're on the bridge. I know I'm losing the defence from them there. Maybe that's part of the problem, I really don't know. But this unit here, or an attack on that unit there, has been crashing my game. So, anyway, you'll find out how it all pans out in a moment. So that's Vorontsov up there. I'm going to add the Vienna troops to him to give him some support, or rather give him an army. At the moment he has nothing. He's got some pretty decent firing artillery there about to join him. So I'll move those over there. Okay, I'll bring the Zagreb troops over to Vienna and then see if they can reach after they've got there. Not sure if they will be able to, but you see it stops them at this point here because there's a town in the way. So I'm hoping I can get there and then move beyond, or at least move some of them beyond anyway. So let's put them in there. Actually, I'm going to need to recruit in here as well, just to fill up the deficit. So I'll have a couple of musketeers in there, and then I'll have no, I won't actually. Well, no, just have 1 musketeer in there, and I'll have a couple of unicorns in there because it's the unicorns that are in favour at the moment. Now here I can get Jaegers, 2 chevron Jaegers, which is nice to have as well, and we get some Uhlans as well. Now they're also 2 chevron, so I'll have a couple of. Where's the other one? There he is. Okay, so that should give us enough in there for the future. Also want to get some down in Zagreb. I'm going to do that now while I think about it, otherwise I might well forget. So if I get a couple of these in here, and I'll get 1 Jaeger in there because the Jaegers are good down here as well. There are also 2 chevron Jaegers down there. I'm hoping I can move out. Maybe I can move some troops from there to join him, or maybe I can move these over to join. I'm not too sure, but let's have a look and see what we can take from here to join Vorontsov. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can they get there? Not quite sure if they'll reach. Well, give it a try. Let's hope they will. Yes, excellent. So he's got a full 20 in there now, Vorontsov, whatever you call him, and so we've now plugged that gap. I suspect, I have to admit, there have been some crashes, and therefore I know what's going to happen, or I know what's most likely to happen each time there's a crash. He goes for this point here. Now I was prepared for him, of course, and I could fight the battle. I've defeated him several times, and even auto-resolved. In fact, I lose when I auto-resolve, but anyway, I've defeated him several times. Straight after that, he attacks this army here, and I've figured out that if that army is on the road, or just further down here with defences around it, game crashes. But if he's on there, on the bridge, then he's okay. So I know it's crazy, this, but I mean, that's the way I have to do it. I've just had to move him, which means he's lost his defences from round himself there. I'm not sure if it's the defences that crashed the game, or the fact that he was a little bit further down here on the road when he was attacked. So anyhow, nothing different is going to happen than what happened in the game. I'm not changing the results. All I'm doing is stopping the crash by doing this. Now the other thing I'm aware of, it's not really going to happen, but I've got I need to plug another gap, which I'll show you in a moment. He doesn't go for this, or well, unless he changes this time, which he might well do actually. It has been known. Let's have a look, see what we can do in here. So I need to put these chaps in here. What's he got there? Right, okay, so if I take 5 of those out and swap them with these, so I swap those there with these guns. 1, 2, 3, 4, no, sorry, 4, 5. So I take those and swap those. Right, that gives me some spare troops here, that's these. Now these troops here, I want to he's not going to let me move them, is he now? It's not stupid. I'm going to have to move those out of position to get those troops where I want them to go. Mind you, I don't suppose it matters if we go the long way around. I don't think it will. Anyway, here's the gap. You see this gap through here. There's nobody at this bridge, and there's nobody at that bridge, and he's not that far away really from moving these armies that he has here all the way across through that area there and attacking into my main territories that way. I mean, here we're okay, we tend to be protecting this river, but he can just pass straight through there, and obviously that is some kind of a gap that we're going to have to be plugging as well. So let's bring some troops round from there. He's the single one. I'll bring him round to this bridge for now, and then I'll bring these here around in support. They probably won't catch him now because they've already moved a bit. Come on, let me have you. There we go. Yep. Okay. So that's all of those. What I intend to do is build up some support in this region here as well for when he comes through. In Galicia, I'm going to raise some troops here as well. I know I've got a lot of troops and I'm using a lot around Prussia, aren't I, at the moment? But get a Jaeger in here. I think I get decent quality Jaegers. Yes, I do. And also, I'm getting good infantry in these places as well, which is really nice to have. Okay. Right, so I've got decent force at all the bridges. This is the only gap really, but like I said, the game has crashed 6, 7 times now, and every time he attacks me down south. He doesn't go that way, but I'm just aware that that is a gap that will definitely need to be plugged. Eventually, I haven't plugged it completely yet, of course, have I? Okay, let me just check down my list of little jobs that I gave for myself. I think I've got everything in place now. Let's see what happens. If it goes the way according to plan, then what should happen now is, like I say, he's going to attack me here, yeah, and then after I've beaten him here, possibly sometimes he'll send 2 armies against me there, no problem, 1 and then 2, or just 1, doesn't matter. I tend to beat him there. Then he attacks here, and then the game crashes, and of course he does it on the turn end, which means that you know, I've got no save or anything. I have to go right back to square one. But anyway, moaning over, let's go for it and see what happens. Okay. Now everything's on quick still at the moment. These are my spies still getting into position. This is about a minute or so, maybe half a minute into a video. I think it's, I've lost track to be honest, is it 112? But there has been a long gap, and although it seems as though I've gone from, say, half a minute of one video straight into another, I haven't. I've had 6 or 7 hours of fiddling about, and also I've had my internet updated today, which, oh by the way, it's fantastic. It's gone up from 700 kbps, which is 0.7 megabytes, up to just over 5 megabytes instantly, you know, on the changeover. It's just an incredible changeover. Right, okay, I'm not going to call the Allies to help. Like I said, I've had plenty of practice at this. I've done it loads of times, so I'm just going to go through the same motions. Yes, I'm at war, thank you very much. And yes, you're going to attack that southern bridge, which you've done about 8 times. Watch him do it differently this time. I can't believe this is going to be the first time he's done it differently, isn't it? Or is he? Ah, no, he has done. Right, okay, he's attacking me at that bridge. That should be, that is Vorontsov. It's great. I get to deploy second as well. So, anyway, it's going to be a bridge battle. It's going to be the same sort of bridge battle that you've seen before. So I'm hoping really to do the second bridge battle, the one after this. But I do have to fight it because there's a chance I might lose this. And if I lose it pretty badly, then what happens is he's going to attack me. So I'm not... well, okay, I'll record this battle anyway, and then I'll see how we go. I probably won't show it though. So, Now, here we are in the game. You can see the setup. I've put 3 units over to the other ford. That's the one on the left hand side. I've got all my units in position here now. I've got my longer range troops, that's these Jaegers, hopefully drawing some fire from that artillery, not doing it very well. Anything that comes too close to here to fire over across at my infantry here in the flank, they will cover. Also, they might even be able to pick out 1 or 2 that are crossing this bridge as well, so it's not such a bad position for them. I've got my artillery on cannon fire. Just behind them I've got my infantry on melee attack only. Let's have a close look at those guns. We like to see them. If you don't hear me when I'm speaking nearer to the guns, then I do apologise. Here we go, we're hitting his chasseurs at the moment. What we have to be careful about, of course, is that he doesn't move his chasseurs over to the side where we could then start firing through our own men.